Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of CPTV. In this installment, we'll be finding out more about the new student Birdcage app. Also, the Man on the Street crew will be testing how smart students and faculty actually are. Next, we uncover diversity at prep and what it is like to be a minority here. For our last story, we sit down with Father Crowell and reflect on his time here at prep, plus his plans for the future. But first, here's some upcoming events. Saturday the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. To avoid pinching, wear green. On Wednesday the 21st, we'll have an 8:35 late start. There is no school on Friday the 23rd. Sunday the 25th is Palm Sunday. On March 29th to April 2nd, there is no school due to Easter break. Now let's get into our stories for this week's episode. For our first story, Joey ST finds out more about the student interactive Birdcage app.
The Creighton Prep Birdcage app was created to get students more involved in their school's athletics. The app allows students to go to events and get a reward for it. For every game a student attends, they get 10 points. As they earn more and more points, they can use them to get gift cards, parking passes, a dodgeball night in the gym, a PlayStation 4, or even an iPhone 10. But how does the app know if you went to the event or not? It tracks your location. For every event you attend, the location is submitted into the app, so when you show up, it automatically counts your point. Creighton Prep student Amarion Green is an active user of the Birdcage app. He believes it has improved the Birdcage turnout for many different sporting events.
I've been on the Birdcage app I think it's a very good opportunity for us as students to get more involved in participating and coming to sporting events and things like that. You know, it's kind of like a every point counts type of thing. So if you have a goal, which I really don't, but I mean, if you have a goal, every point counts to achieve that goal. It's a great idea because unlike me, some people probably actually have goals into a prize or whatever they want to get. Putting on that school spirit and attending events and having the opportunity of winning prizes at the end is all go. Sometimes it can be hard for people to find the events that they're at currently. So I mean, I think it's in chronological order, but sometimes it's kind of like you get lost a little bit.
Creighton Prep Athletics create the strong-held brotherhood of our community. The score to an event can be changed completely based on the turnout of the Birdcage. With this new app, the bleachers will thrive more than ever, giving new life to the triumphant Blue Jays.
Our next story, Joe and I are men on the street. We find out if prep is really smarter than a 5th grader. Joe and I went through the halls of the school and asked 5th grade questions that we got from the Washington Times and they got from the show Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
What are we doing, boys?
Can we ask you just a few questions for Man on the Street real quick? Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
We'll
All right. So, between 1455 and 1485, the War of the Roses took place in what country? A, France, B, Germany, or C, England?
1455 and what?
1485.
1485. Options here?
A, France, B, Germany, or C, England?
Let's go with B.
Wrong answer is C,
Oh,
England.
I was gonna say C. Oh.
What are the 5 oceans?
Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean,
I don't know.
Indian Ocean,
2 more.
Arctic Ocean,
Last one.
I don't know.
Alright. Budapest is the capital of which European country?
Is there options?
Yes. A, Austria, B, Hungary, C, Portugal.
I'm gonna say, maybe Portugal.
Wrong. The answer is B, Hungary. A prism is a solid figure that has how many congruent bases? A, 2, B, 4, or C, 6?
B.
Wrong answer. A2. We'll ask one more.
One more. I like this.
Which river lies entirely in the U.S.? The A, Colorado River, B, Mississippi, or C, Yukon?
Repeat the question again.
Which river lies entirely in the U.S.? A, Colorado, B, Mississippi, or C, Yukon?
B.
Correct. Mississippi.
Give me the hard ones.
Alright.
So dumb, Michael.
What is the simple predicate in the following sentence? Taylor body slammed her brother. Is it A, Taylor, B, opponent, or C, body slam?
This is predicate.
Yes.
Was body slam one of the options? Wait. No, that's not right. Man, this is not going well.
10 seconds. What is the correct spelling for a system built to carry water, also known as an aqueduct? How do you spell aqueduct?
AQUADUCT.
False. It's AQUEDUCT.
That's right. Which planet is closest to the sun? Mercury, Venus, or Saturn? I'm going to go with Mercury. That is correct. What is the lowest prime number?
7.
No, it's 2. If you're facing north and turn 90 degrees to your right, which direction are you facing? South. Correct. No, it's east.
The correct spelling for a system built to carry water, also known as an aqueduct.
I don't know. Alright. 82 is fat. A prism is a solid figure that has how many congruent bases? 2, 4, or 6?
7.
Yes, that's correct. Let's go!
Which of the following is a scientific term for an organism that makes his own food from inorganic material? A, autotroph, B, heterotroph, or C, embryotroph?
Ending with biology question. You guys are the man. Autotroph is the answer. I'm out.
Next, Anthony Crowell goes deeper into PrEP steps and also what it stands for.
Director of Student Advocacy and Outreach, and what that entails is I'm a representation for the underrepresented students. I find outside resources for students, whether it's dealing with scholarships, just family matters, things of families in need of certain things, or for students in need of a certain situation.
Here at Prep, I feel the environment is very well suited for any individual coming in to study. I personally feel like it is it's very open to growth, and so like how it says in the 5 grad, it does a lot of that stuff for me personally. So I do feel like I fit in as a student, but obviously there's differences of my background that I can't hide. So overall, I do feel it fit in this environment.
I see that, especially recently, we've instituted a lot of new programs and alliances that are helping kids, find their identity within their own ethnic groups. Here at Prep, despite the racial majority being white, and I see a lot of the personal interactions between kids of color and other kids at the school being quite friendly and very, very personal, and everyone, I think, has this culture of wanting to include their friends, be it if they're white or Asian or Latino or Black.
I think we're going in the right direction. We're taking steps, trying to implement programming for students, finding things that attract students of different cultures here at Prep, and I think we're trying to accommodate those different cultures within our academic curriculum and things like that. I think we're heading in the right direction, trying to make Prep a more welcoming place for all.
I mean, obviously the world is not, 90% white like it is here at Prep, so if you can sort of experience things that you aren't used to and meet people who you don't necessarily, see every day because of the school you go to. I think that's a huge part, and that's going to only prepare you for the real world. So.
Well, there's a lot of outreach between the teachers like Ms. Crowell and the students that want to try to make something greater. So, and prep has a good environment where it's accepting both the differences and then including everyone.
I think you're more equipped to deal with reality, real situations in the real world. Just in the business world, you're just not going to deal with people that just look like you all the time. No matter what role you may play or what job you may come into, you're going to come in with somebody from a different culture, a different background, a different ethnicity, whatever the case may be. So I think that's our world we're living in. I think we need to really focus on inclusion. If everybody's working on one accord, I think we'll have a better overall world. But we're steadily making progress on it, and nothing's perfect, so we're just going to try to keep doing our part.
Our last story, Sean Keating sits down with Father Crowell to discuss more on his future plans.
Hello everyone, welcome to A Brief Perspective. I'm Sean Keating, I'm here with Father Crowell. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I am doing excellent.
Good.
Thank you for asking. So, there has been a little news recently that you are departing prep in the next year.
I am.
So I think the question on a lot of people's minds is, where are you going next?
So I'm actually been assigned to a ministry in Milwaukee. It happens to be my hometown. And so after 6 years at prep, I'm going to begin a new assignment this summer, which is called the Director of Spiritual Formation at the St. Francis de Sales Seminary in Milwaukee. So this is a major seminary in the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. So there's a lot of men there that are preparing for priesthood, and my role is going to be largely twofold. I've got probably about 25 guys that I'll be seeing for one-on-one spiritual direction. And then I'm also going to be giving weekly teachings or conferences on topics related to spiritual formation. So that's, in a nutshell, what I'm doing.
So you mentioned that you grew up in Milwaukee. That's your hometown.
Yep.
Do you have any fun memories from Milwaukee?
Oh, sure. I mean, I went to grade school and high school there. I actually went back as a Jesuit also for a total of 8 years. I mean, what I really like, one of the things I really like about Milwaukee is Lake Michigan. It's right on the lake, and there's a lot, especially in the summer, there's a lot of festivals and things that are really cool. I grew up sailing on Milwaukee, on Lake Michigan with my dad, and so we would do a lot of sailing on the lake. So yeah, lots of good memories. And my mom is still alive, and she's in good health. And then I have a younger sister, and she has 4 kids, and all of them actually are currently in various schools in Milwaukee. So I look forward to also being with them.
That's nice. You get to see your family. It's going to be great.
Yes, indeed.
But obviously, these past few years, you've really grown a family here at Prep. Do you have any fun memories, any stories, anything you'd like to share, anything you'll miss?
Yeah. Well, after 6 years, you do get kind of attached, and I've enjoyed being here. It's my 14th year in high school ministry because I was also at Market High in Milwaukee, which is my alma mater. And so I've really gotten attached to a lot of the colleagues here and also a lot of the students. Some of my good memories are certain trips that I've taken. So I've gone to the Dominican Republic, I've gone to France and Spain, I've gone to Mexico, and I've also gone to World Youth Day in Poland. We took a group there also in 2016. So I've had a number of both international trips that have been really neat. And then I've also helped to coach tennis here, and I've enjoyed that, working with Dr. Crowell. So in addition to the teaching and getting connected to the students that way, it's been nice to be able to have a number of outside the classroom activities that I've really enjoyed as well.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed that segment with Father Crowell, be sure to look out for the full Prep Perspective. Link will be in the description of this episode of CPTV. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
If you would like to watch the full podcast on Father Crowell by Sean, click the link in the description below. As always, thank you for watching today's episode. Make sure to tune in again for more school news.